What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. I'm going to go over 15 of the more underrated transfers in the first transfer portal window, and I'm planning on doing a couple videos on these because there's so many guys that I think are not getting talked about enough and it's going under the radar. So welcome to part one. No particular order here. We're starting with Preston Stone, transfer from SMU going to Northwestern. I ranked Preston Stone like top 5 or so in my ACC quarterback rankings before 2024, and it turns out he didn't even play most of the season last year. Kevin Jennings beat him out and led SMU to the playoffs. Well, Preston Stone can still be the guy somewhere, and Northwestern could be that place. This guy threw for 3,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions in 2023. Next is Maurice Westmoreland transferring from UTEP to Tulane. UTEP is losing maybe their best all-around player in Maurice Westmoreland. He has been an edge guy there the last 3 years and has created havoc against O-lines the last 2 years. Him coming to Tulane and John Summerall could be very beneficial for both guys. Speaking of UTEP, we got Malachi Nelson, the transfer from Boise State, and before that USC, transferring to UTEP. This might be one you roll your eyes at, and I get it. Nelson was a 5-star recruit going to USC, then transferred to Boise State, where most people assumed he would be the starter, and then he was just not good enough. Well, I like to keep up with these types of guys because there absolutely is still potential here, and UTEP and Scotty Walden could bring that potential out of Malachi Nelson. But first, if you love college football or basketball just as much as I do, please consider subscribing as I'll have more and more content every week on the channel. Also, follow the TikTok. I post every day on there, and Twitter as well, trying to get more active over there. Next is wide receiver Logan Loya from UCLA transferring to Minnesota. Minnesota is getting a veteran speed guy here from UCLA. While he didn't have the best 2024, he had over 600 yards and 4 touchdowns in 2023. It looks like the Gophers will have a new quarterback this season, and every quarterback would like a Logan Loya to throw it to. Running back Tawee Walker is transferring from Wisconsin to Cincinnati. Walker is going to his 3rd team. He was good at Oklahoma for 2 years, and he was great with Wisconsin last year. In fact, so great that I am surprised he is transferring again. He had 864 yards and 10 touchdowns last year for the Badgers. So for Cincinnati, they should be very excited about him. Next is wide receiver Kershawn McCray transferring from Kent State to Michigan State. Kent State has had a horrible last 2 years, but one of the only, or maybe the only bright spot has been Kershawn McCray at receiver. 600 yards in 2023 and 700 yards last year. He will be a great piece for this Michigan State team. DeQuan Finn, the quarterback from Baylor this past season, is transferring back to the MAC to Miami of Ohio. This is one that might not mean anything this season, especially if Brett Gabbert, the starting quarterback for Miami of Ohio, proves to be the guy again this season. Finn had 3 great years at Toledo before transferring to Baylor last year, where he had a pretty disappointing season. Coming back to the MAC, he is trying to bounce back, but first, he has to earn the position over Brett Gabbert. Defensive lineman Ben Bale is transferring from Texas State to Virginia Tech. Bale is going into his 6th year. In 2023 for Texas State, he finished with 10 sacks and 32 tackles overall. He was hurt for a large portion of last year, but he will definitely be a plus to Virginia Tech defensive line, and I just don't feel like he's getting talked about at all. Wide receiver Luke Weisong is transferring from New Mexico to Arizona. Weisong was a star for New Mexico last year. Him and Devin Dampier had a great connection, hooking up for 840 yards. So for an Arizona team that needs some playmakers and offensive weapons, Weisong will help tremendously. Running back Star Thomas is transferring from Duke to Tennessee. Star Thomas was great for Duke last year, over 1,000 scrimmage yards and 8 touchdowns for a Duke team that surprisingly won 9 games. While he is listed as RB3 right now, he will definitely earn some time. Quarterback Caden Veltkamp is transferring from Western Kentucky to Florida Atlantic. Veltkamp had a breakout season last year for Western Kentucky with 3,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He follows Zach Kittley, who used to be an offensive coordinator at Western Kentucky, who just got the Florida Atlantic job. A.J. Swan, former quarterback for Vandy and LSU, is transferring to Appalachian State this season. A.J. Swan was an okay quarterback in the SEC in his first 2 years at Vandy, transferred to LSU last year and was behind Nussmeier all season there. So while this doesn't have a lot of hype at the moment, I think Swan could be really good for Appalachian State and new head coach Dow Loggins. Wide receiver Jacob DeJesus is transferring from UNLV to California. Jesus was awesome for UNLV the past 2 years, each having 500 plus yards receiving and 3 touchdowns a season. He is a big play guy and exactly what Devin Brown, California's assumed starting quarterback, needs in his first year here. Quarterback Jacob Zeno is transferring from UAB to Texas A&M. While this may amount to absolutely nothing if Marcel Reed proves to be a great starter for the Aggies, Jacob Zeno definitely could see some playing time. After a great season in 2023 for UAB, Zeno had a lot of hype coming into last year, but unfortunately got hurt early on. He has a cannon arm and proved that with 3,200 yards and 20 touchdowns in 2023. Last but not least on this list, Brendan Lewis is transferring from Nevada to Memphis. Lewis is a sixth-year senior coming from Colorado and Nevada, where at Nevada last year he threw for 2,300 yards, 16 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and ran for another 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. While Memphis is losing a great quarterback in Seth Hennigan, Lewis brings over a different dynamic in the running game. That's all I got, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out so much, and I plan to do a whole lot more college football videos leading up to the season. It's only April, so we have so much further to go, and that means so many more videos to go. Appreciate y'all.